right, so we're on the direct funding side of things. I'm going to turn this over to Ray Fleming because he's a pro at this kind of stuff. He's going to talk about direct funding, business loans, how you access capital, all that kind of stuff. So Ray, take it away.
All right. Thanks, Lyle. Great to be here. Appreciate you having me. Now, in the world of business funding, there are three major aspects to getting funding. There is cash flow, there's collateral, and there's credit. When you have all three items, that is when you're in the best situation possible and you can get the funding you need for your business. And so you may be wondering, how do I actually get funding? What type of funding is available to me? I tried to get this loan and I got denied. Well, there's a lot of misconceptions about the way that business funding works. And many times, a lot of folks, when they're in business, they just go to the wrong location to get the funds. Just like if you were to be starting your journey as a person, maybe you're fresh out of high school and you want to get a credit card for yourself. Well, you're not going to be able to access a $20,000 credit card with no history. And so the same thing is true for your business. If you don't have a history, it is going to be a little bit harder and difficult to actually get funding. And when I say history, it has to either be personal credit or business credit. I'll dive down those paths today. Today, I'm going to speak more about just having it, not necessarily how to actually get it. So there's credit, which is either your business credit, which is different from personal credit, or you can use your personal credit to get access to funds for your business. Next, there's collateral, and I'll touch base on each of these in a little bit more in depth as we go. But collateral, if you just have collateral, or you have a combination of credit and collateral, that's how you can get some funding as well. The next portion that we said, cash flow. So having cash flow and collateral can get you funding. Having just cash flow can get you funding. Having all three or two or just one, you have to use something in order to be able to get collateral or to get funding. Now, if we look at funding in the big picture, it depends on what you're going to use this funding for. If you're a startup, then maybe you're looking at getting some credit cards or access to money for marketing, for supplies, for suppliers. And so depending on where you're wanting to use these funds, it really depends on the product that will work good for you. For example, if you're a startup company and maybe you create a little widget, and all of a sudden you have somebody that has shown interest in your little product, maybe you have a brand new sponge, and they need 500,000 units of that. Well, you may not have the ability to go out and get that manufacturing up in place. But what's great about being in a business is purchase orders. Those can be collateralized. So that could be something that could be a collateral-based lending product. And typically, we see up to 95% of that purchase order could be funded, which would give you the funds to start production, to get the shipping materials that you need, to be able to do that and move forward. Now, let's say that you're a brand new business and you're just looking for some money to do some marketing. That way you could actually bring in some revenue. So putting out ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, just doing some online marketing. Maybe you're doing some actual physical mailers or whatever the marketing that you need, it does cost money. And so how are you actually going to get access to those funds? This is where a lot of people think about going and getting credit cards. If you have good personal credit, then, and when I say good personal credit, something over 680. Now, this does not guarantee that you're going to get approved. Having a good credit score just gets you into the door. Typically, when you're using your personal credit in conjunction with your business, it's going to be for credit cards in the beginning. Maybe you're just going and applying for a business credit line or a credit card at your bank. That may get you $5,000 to $15,000. There's services out there. For example, at Wise Guys and Ties, we offer what's called a free financial blueprint, where we can look at your situation. We see, hey, do you have good personal credit? Are we going to use your personal credit? Not use your personal credit? Do you have collateral? Do you have cash flow? Let's look at your situation. We'll analyze it. And then we will let you know, hey, you probably could achieve this on this type of lending product. It's an absolutely free service that we do. We actually don't charge you anything. Then we just connect you with our broker who can help you move forward in that process. So it's just a way that we're able to help you just figure out which direction you should even be heading in. And if you can even head in that direction, because if you don't have good personal credit, if you don't have business credit, or you don't have collateral, or you don't have cash flow, then you have to get one of those items. You have to get either cash flow, collateral, credit, and we can help you go about doing that as well. But back to using personal credit. If you have good personal credit, then you can access credit cards for your business. By doing so, that can get you the funding that you need in order to expand, do the marketing. So maybe you can put this expense of $4,000 on a credit line or a credit card, then you're able to go out and make money so you can actually service that debt. The other thing that could be possible is if we move into cash flow, let's say that you are good, or let's say that you already have some type of product and you are selling the product, or you're flipping something, but you have cash flow coming in, you have revenue coming into your business. Maybe you sell services, maybe you have a coaching company, or maybe you're whatever your service is, but you're bringing in revenue. You can basically get funding with just having good bank records, where bank deposits, monthly revenue. There are products out there that strictly look at how much money you're bringing in on a monthly basis. Now, typically, if you're over $10,000 a month in revenue, that opens it up to all sorts of different products. Same with collateral. If you have over $10,000 of collateral, that's when you really start to access products. And so if you don't have $10,000 of revenue yet, and you don't have $10,000 of collateral, but you have a little bit of collateral, you have a little bit of cash flow, and then maybe you have okay credit, that can work. Because the more of the three that you start to pair together, if you have just cash flow, then you need to have good cash flow. If you have just collateral, then you need to have good collateral. Or if you have credit, then you got to have good credit. But if you start to use all three, then you can kind of be okay on the collateral. You can be okay on the cash flow, and you can be okay on the credit. And when I mean that, I have seen some lending products, if you have some cash flow coming in, that these lending products require a minimum 520 personal credit score. That is phenomenal. That means that you don't even have to have good credit in order to get these. And let's say that you have accounts receivable. You have products out there that people still need to pay you for. That can be collateralized. So you can get funding on that. We actually at Wise Guys and Ties have over 27 different ways that we can find access to capital for businesses. Everything from maybe it's a small little $100 shipping materials account, or up to venture capital, where you're trying to raise millions and millions of dollars and sell off percentages of your company. Everything in between. For example, we have insurance agents. And one of the biggest ways that insurance agents expand is by purchasing other insurance agencies, or their book of business, I should say. Insurance agents, they build their book of business. And then when it's time to retire, sometimes they live off the revenue that that's making, or they want to sell the business. And the way that we can help you purchase that is by the item that you're purchasing. So what do I mean by that? If you want to buy a business and that business is making money, that is the guarantee that you can pay the debt, is by the business that you're actually purchasing. So we have folks that are in all walks of life. They're truckers, they're barbers, they are, they're real estate investors. I mean, they're therapists, they're accountants. I mean, every aspect of a professional can have a business attached to it. And for example, in real estate, many people think it's pretty hard to get into real estate investing. But when you actually bridge that gap in moving into apartments and multifamily housing, those are considered businesses. And that can be used to help get the lending that you need. Sorry, excuse me. So as you are looking at what is available out there to you and to your business, there's a lot of different products. But I'll tell you, your major bank, any big bank in America, even some small credit unions, they're not going to tell you about those products that don't require good personal credit. They're not going to tell you about those products that you can get with just having good cash flow or just having collateral. They're always going to want SBA standards. And when I say SBA standards, that's the Small Business Administration. Their job is to vet a potential business for really their ability to pay you back. SBA is the hardest business product to actually get. Many folks actually start there though. They have a business and they want to jump right to a $20,000 credit card, or they want to jump right to a SBA loan. That's a little bit difficult if you don't have a track record built. In order to get a SBA loan, you need to typically be in business for 3 to 5 years. You need to have good personal credit. You need to also have some collateral, and you need to have the cash flow to support it. You need all three: cash flow, collateral, and credit. And so people will go to the bank to try to get a business loan, not necessarily a line of credit, but they'll try to go get a business loan and they'll get turned down and they'll feel defeated. I remember when I first tried to get funding to start a business, I went to the bank and they turned me down. Heck, they didn't even want me sitting on their couch because I was self-employed. And I had been basically dealing in cash. I had a couple checks here and there. I put them into my personal account. And so I didn't realize that, wow, to get the funding I need to actually be a business where I'm actually some type of corporation or I'm an LLC, and I've taken care of my bank account. I haven't had overdrafts. I have gone through the process of making sure I'm set up the right way. And as you go through this process of actually becoming a legitimate business, just like a human, you need to get credit established. And so that's what we do. We help you establish credit if it hasn't already happened. If you have good personal credit, there's funding that's available to that. And we talked about the free financial blueprints. All you have to do is give us a call, 888-524-9273. And we will literally just spend 30 minutes for free sitting there with you, seeing if there's any way that we can find some funding in your current situation. And then I'll tell you what, if you do not have good personal credit, if you're a brand new startup and you don't have cash flow, you don't have collateral, guess what? There's still money out there for you to be able to get. It just might be a little bit harder and it might just take a little bit longer. But what we can do is we can help you lay out a plan to getting the money that you need to succeed. And all it takes is you taking that first step, because that's what we're here for. Many people have helped Joseph and myself over the years get access to the capital that we needed. We wanted to invest in real estate. We wanted to buy rental properties. We had all these huge dreams of what could be, but it takes money, and it took a lot of money, and we had to find where to find that money first. But we have cracked the code. We've figured out where to find the funds, and now we're sharing it with you. And that's really what we're here for.
Cool. Appreciate that, Ray. So contact Ray for a free financial blueprint. There's not a lot of people offering that. There are people who offer credit repair and they put you in their course and all that kind of stuff. But these guys are saying, let's look at your situation. If you're in business, let us help you take the next step. That's really cool. Not a lot of people offering those things.
Absolutely. And then that's the thing is, for the folks that have trouble with their personal credit, because we obviously didn't learn about that. I know connecting with Lyle, he can help you get into some ways to strategize on personal credit. We also have a free mastermind each week that we put on. And that is literally just built around helping people get out of the shackles of debt. Because if you are worried about this weight on your shoulders, and that's going to start to interfere with gaining access to funding for your business, let's help you get out of the debt so you can move forward. Exactly. That's part of it too.
Great. And if you're finding this on YouTube or something or one of the other channels, go to optimizeprofitability.com and there'll be links to their master course, there'll be a link to their scheduling software where you can go and schedule that free financial blueprint. And I'll just be honest, prepare for those things. Have your numbers in front of you. Be open with these people. The more open and honest you are with them, the more they can help you take the next step. The next step may be filling out some forms and getting some financing. The next step may be building credit so you can get that financing. They're going to help you decide what that is. And I don't know about you, but the bank's not going to help me tell me which one to do. They're just going to say, give me those forms, and if you fit my criteria, then I may or may not give you money if I feel like it. So they're going to show you the steps you need to take around it. I personally have worked with these guys. They're people of integrity, and they're people that know what they're talking about. So I appreciate them personally. So thank you, Ray, for being on with us and for sharing this. And hopefully people reach out. Is there any code word they need to give you, let you know they came from your podcasts?
Well, yeah, I would just let us know that you found us on Optimized Profitability, that Lyle Leeds sent you over. I mean, we love Lyle. Lyle is amazing. What he's doing, the people that he's helping, the impact that he's having, it's the people that we like to work with. He is awesome in everything. So thank you, Lyle, for doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to end this conversation, but get below the video or on the website, wherever you need to get in touch with these guys. They're worth it. Bye.